In this video, we're going to go over several different shots that really exemplify the shortcomings of shooting on the green auto setting only on your camera. For the first shot, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take a subject and put them in front of a window, and you're going to be doing a backlit shot. So literally have the window right behind them or another bright light source right behind them, but a window is usually one of the best things you could do. And go ahead, frame up your shot so that you have your subject in front of it there and a bit of the light coming through right behind them there. Go ahead and take the shot right on the green auto setting. You're going to end up probably with a shot where they are totally in silhouette, where they're very dark and the background will be very bright. For the next one, you're going to go ahead and get your subject to be moving around, because what we're showing with this is that when you're on the green auto setting, it doesn't recognize that your subject is moving quickly or slowly or sitting still. So in that case, you're most likely going to get, as you take a picture on the green auto setting of someone who's moving around a great deal, they're going to end up being a bit of a blur or a total blur. So just go ahead, set it on the green auto setting, and have your subject walk around either outside in the shade or inside, back and forth, and then go ahead and see what you end up getting. For the third set, we're going to show how on the green auto setting, your camera will only be able to focus on whatever is the closest object to it. To show this, we're trying to do the classic example of as if you were trying to shoot a photo of a tiger in a cage, and yet the camera keeps focusing on the cage and not on the tiger. I'm guessing at home you don't have tigers in cages, so to be able to try this at home, if you have a bird or something like that that's in a cage, that's a great example. But otherwise, if you just put an object that is in the frame there, both in the foreground, and then your subject that you really want to actually be focusing on in the background, go ahead, take your shot, and see, is it ever able to focus on that image, that subject that is further in the background versus the object that's in the front. I think you'll find pretty much always it's focusing on the object that is in the foreground instead of the subject you really want to be focusing on. For the next, what you're going to do is take a subject outside in the middle of the day when it's a very sunny day. You're going to take a picture of them, and just on the green auto setting, a headshot about around this range or so there, and just go and see what it looks like. Note that where the shadows are falling on their face, how everything looks with it there. You want them standing there so it literally is the sun shining straight down on them. They're probably going to be standing there squinting a bit, so it's nice if you say to them, you can go ahead, close your eyes, and say 1, 2, 3, on the count of 3, you open your eyes there so that they can take the shot and they're not having to sit there staring into the sun for a long time. For the next one, you're going to go ahead and find a spot where you have all in one shot some nice bright blue sky, as well as some shadows that are going on down at the bottom there of the picture, or on the sides, any which way that they are. You want to show a very bright, bright, bright part of the picture there, and a dark, dark, dark section while you're taking this, because what we're showing is that then when it's on the green auto setting, it's not sure what to focus on there, of whether to make the exposure overall balanced for the highlights, for the shadows, or somewhere in the middle there. And for the last one, what you're going to do is you're going to take a shot at night. Just go out and in a spot where it's dark, take a headshot of a subject and go ahead and just take a shot on the green auto and see what happens. Most likely your subject is going to be overly bright and then be surrounded by what's basically a dark hole back behind them. You're not going to see much of any of the other background that's back far behind them. Ideally, you're going to have a background that is, like I said, farther behind them, because what's going to happen on the green auto setting is your flash is going to pop up, and what we want to show you is the effect of that it will try to illuminate your subject and the whole scene at the same time, but the reach of the flash is only about 10 feet. So anything beyond 10 feet back behind you is not going to be illuminated, and that's what's creating that big black hole there. So we just want to take a shot that kind of captures that type of photo there that we want to use as an example of not a great nighttime photo. And that's it. You've completed the green auto setting exercise. This will be showing you again later. Keep these pictures of examples of things that were really bad the way the camera would take it on the green auto setting, and that by the end of reading the book you will be able to go through and see how much better your photos are than when you started out, when you were just limiting yourself to the green auto setting.